After more than 15 months, the Sun and Fun Lagoon is opening back up. The North Naples Water Park closed in late March of 2020 because of CDC guidelines to control the spread of COVID. The park then stayed closed for a scheduled renovation, but it reopens tomorrow with reduced rates.
And we're now hearing from the 18-year-old who reeled in a huge shark right off our coast. Watch this.
Wow, that's a lemon shark, I think. Wow!
A lot of wows in the video. He's very excited. You can hear the excitement in Ryan Swanson's voice when he first saw just how big that shark was. Are you seeing this? The teenager was on vacation with his family on Vanderbilt Beach when he used his drone to put out bait. That's pretty cool, actually. Swanson said it took him 3 hours to reel in this nurse shark once he got a bite, and he says it was a moment worth all the blisters, the aches, and the pains.
I was pretty shocked, not gonna lie. It was bigger than what I expected. That was kind of one of my goals I had coming down on vacation. I was like, yo, I want to catch a big shark on the beach. And so it was crazy. It was kind of a dream come true if you would to be able to do that and finally see it wash up on shore.
It's so funny because my goal is just to relax on the beach. He wanted to catch a shark.
Same.
After Swanson's 3-hour battle, he took a quick picture, of course, with a shark, and then he released it back into the Gulf.
And you know that he's like that. He loves that goal. When we reached out to him, if we could post these pictures, he said, yeah, just tag me so everybody can see. I got it done.
He wants that trophy, right? Yeah.
Trees, debris, and lanai screens all over the place after Elsa. I'll tell you how to avoid scams in the aftermath of a storm. Next.
Plus, a big win for the cruise ship industry in our state. New at 6 o'clock, what a federal ruling means for those of you who'd like to set sea.
And a computer chip shortage means hiked prices for you. Coming up at 6:46, when you should wait until you buy new electronics.
And here is a welcome sight. You are not going to have to deal with any rain or flooded roads as you're heading back to work this morning. But we do have some scattered storms making their way into the forecast. We'll time it all out for you ahead on Wake News This Morning at 6. Here's a look at Fisherman's Village in Hunter.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda, CIGFlorida.com.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
What's it like being an installer for Closet Factory? It's one of those cool jobs, like working ski patrol, training horses, or something on a train. I mean, it's your job to bring a designer's and client's idea to life with your own hands, right? There's something beautiful about it.
For more information on what it's like being a Closet Factory installer and if it's the perfect job for you, call today 239-225-7235. 239-225-7235. Closet Factory is an equal opportunity employer.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
Another COVID milestone. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 4 million deaths worldwide in the pandemic, according to the Johns Hopkins global tally. More people have died in the U.S. from the coronavirus than in any other country. But as cases trend lower here, they're rising in Japan, a big concern 2 weeks before the Olympics. Fox's Simon Owen has an update live.
Dave, Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga just announced a state of emergency in Tokyo beginning next Monday and lasting 6 weeks. It means the Olympics will be held entirely under emergency measures. Bars and restaurants will be asked to stop serving alcohol, and there are reports spectators will be banned from all Olympic events. Japan's COVID outbreak has been smaller than many countries, but there are concerns about the more contagious Delta variant, and case numbers have been rising. Dave?
Simon, Tropical Storm Elsa is now moving through the Carolinas on the way up to New Jersey and New England tomorrow.
A tornado threat will continue through the rest of today for parts of the Carolinas in towards the mid-Atlantic, even up towards the northeast.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean, a possible Elsa-spawned tornado hit Georgia at an RV park at Kings Bay Naval Submarine Base. 10 people were injured. One person was killed by a falling tree as the storm went through Jacksonville, Florida. It's been 2 weeks now since that condo tower collapse in Surfside, Florida, and the search is now a recovery. No chance at finding anyone alive. Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez tells Fox.
There's been no noise picked up by all the technology that they've been using. Unfortunately, there's been no survivors to date.
54 bodies have been found, 86 people still unaccounted for. A police officer is being mourned, gunned down in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Detective Greg Ferenczi, both a member of the police department and the FBI task force, was ambushed and killed. The suspect, later shot by another FBI agent, is now in custody and in the hospital. They have not said what the motive was and are expected to release more details today.
Lauren Blanchard, America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning, off to a crash-free, clear start for the morning commute. You may notice some of those roads, especially across Cape Coral, still seeing standing water from Elsa. So just be extra cautious on the morning drive. If you're heading out through the Cape and North Fort Myers, not seeing any major problems, though, early on this morning along 75 or US 41. All of our overnight construction appears to have cleared, so everything clear and open, especially if you're taking the bridges along the midpoint, Cape Coral Bridge. Downtown 41 bridges running at about 2 to 3 minutes in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we bid farewell to Elsa, we return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Look for scattered thunderstorms returning with some heavy rain possible, along with lightning. It will be warm and humid today with the high near 91 degrees. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into late this evening with temperatures cooling into the middle 70s overnight. For your Friday, a high of 92, scattered afternoon storms. The weekend ahead also featuring daily chances for additional thunderstorms with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit inspiresleep.com to learn more.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Inside the Trane testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
Enjoy the energizing power of the outdoors. We recommend a mid-morning break in nature. So get outside and make your morning break better with a Nature Valley granola bar.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching. I got to tell you how excited, how happy I am this morning because I really feel like there's a true movement that is getting ready to start. And there are more and more people that are starting to talk about critical race theory. There are more and more people that are starting to talk about pushing back. There are more and more people that are starting to talk about galvanizing, getting together. It's not over. It's not going away. As much as there are teachers and school boards and individuals who want to believe that this is all a figment of our imagination, that there's nothing to see here, to move along, that CRT doesn't exist, it's not being taught to our kids, that our kids are not being indoctrinated. Oh, I got plenty of evidence of that today. But on top of that, something that I talked about, what was it? It was in June. I want to say, I could probably tell you the exact day we talked about it. And Jake remembers this as well. It was June 16th. June 16th that I brought this topic up. And Jake doesn't realize what day he doesn't know this. But as I remind you today, I didn't talk to him about this, but I will remind you. And then you'll remember exactly what I'm talking about here. It's simple. And it has to do with the fact that, you know, I brought up and I said, and it was provocative conversation. Had a lot of people calling, some people that didn't like what I was saying, a lot of people that were emailing and texting. Some people called the program that day on June 16th, and it was all about Nevada. And then that's where it started, because everybody's like, it's not Nevada, it's Nevada. You're saying it wrong. Remember that whole day, Jake? Remember the day when everybody was yes, you remember now.
Tomato.
Now you remember it?
Tomato.
Okay, not Nevada, Nevada. I'm used to saying Nevada, and everybody got on my case, and you'll probably do that now, and there is people freaking out.
You're right.
They're already doing it. Like I haven't even saw. Okay, but you remember the day now.
I do now.
Good,
yeah.
okay. That was the day that I brought up the Nevada Family Alliance requiring teachers at government schools, public taxpayer funded schools, to wear body cameras. And remember, I brought that up. And the minute I saw that, Thomas Lifeson and the American Thinker who had the article, I said, I got to talk about this. Because to me, that's where we have to go. And maybe not body cams. I don't like the idea of body cams, but I do like the idea of cameras in our classroom. I like cameras and microphones in the classroom. Some have argued with me that they like the idea more to have individuals, to have parents that would be able to be in classrooms, like an alliance that you could put together, that it would be mandated that every school is able to have a parent in a classroom. And there's been the talk about it being disruptive and what happens if that individual is all riled up and they disrupt the class. So there are things about that aspect of it that may or may not work. But I am telling you that there's a movement going on and that we've had enough. And on the heels of talking about that and bringing it up that day and getting all the phone calls and great suggestions, remember we had that one girl in Naples who said, well, why don't we just do like Zoom cameras, and then Zoom, you can go on to a website and every camera would in the classroom would be linked up to some place that you would be able to access through Lee County, Charlotte County, Collier County, wherever. You would be able to go to a website that would give you the choice of classroom. You would get to see what's being taught in that specific class. And brilliant. I love it. Now, some people don't like cameras because they start to think about, it's obtrusive. You're starting to get into areas of the Constitution and surveillance, and we don't like the surveillance state as it is. But these are public schools, public buildings, public funds. I'm all about it because it's come down to this. It's come down to now we have to see what's going on in the classrooms. Too many times we're hearing about people being bullied. We're hearing about students being bullied. We're hearing about this 6th grade teacher, right, in Missouri who bullied boys who asked why straight kids weren't allowed to have her unicorn cupcakes. Remember this during Pride Month? And the teacher was screaming that the students were ignorant and jerks and weasels and all kinds of words. But yeah, okay, white kid, straight white kid, you can have a cupcake. Other things that's just that aspect of it. That's just the LGBTQ element of it. I'm not even talking about the CRT element of it. And I'm loving this because as I brought that up in June and others did as well, now I'm starting to hear more and more of people in media. Heard last night that Mark Levin was talking about this and talking about cameras in classrooms, and it's about time we mobilize, and I am so pumped that he would say that as well, that it's time that we mobilize. I heard Tucker Carlson was talking about it as well. Others were bringing this up. This is the kind of desperate times call for desperate measures moves, but they're not even desperate. What's wrong with public servants, people who are serving the public, who are getting paid public tax dollars? What's wrong with the money that you're paying towards a school system that if you've ever looked at your tax forms, you might be shocked and surprised to find out how many cents on your dollar goes towards the public school system, and how for that we get out of control school board members all over the state, all over the country. We get teachers who are deciding what they want to teach to our kids without us even knowing about it. All we're getting is shade, as the kids like to say, right? Isn't that what the kids say, Jake? You give me shade.
Yeah,
Okay, is that more like the kids say today?
Yeah, they normally say like throwing shade, which I don't ever understand.
Okay, so you're throwing shade. In other words, you're kind of ignoring. You're not kind of blowing me off is what you're doing. So what the teachers are doing is that they're blowing off the parents. Okay, we're not, no, we're not teaching critical race theory. No, everything's fine. Don't you worry about it. We are upright and responsible, and all the things you're asking for is what we're doing. And then you walk away, and then they snicker, and the next thing you know, into the classroom they go and start to teach your kids all kinds of crazy stuff. What are you thinking?
No, I was just saying, isn't that like gaslighting or something?
Well, gaslighting is when you're repeating a lie over and over and over again and telling you that the lie that actually is the lie is really the truth, and then you continue to say that until the point. I
mean, that's what they're doing, though, right?
To a point, to a degree. But to hear others now saying this as well, and saying it's about time we do this. And I might even ask you, 239-479-5592. I know we talked about this before, but get your thoughts on this. But I think more than ever now we need to stand up and push. And you may be saying to yourself, Jake, here's something for you. You may be saying, really, are we really talking about indoctrinating kids? I mean, do you really think that it's happening? Can you give me an example of anyone who is even suggesting that we're going to indoctrinate your kids at all? Anyone, any place. I don't know. Did you hear the latest hot news song that the kids are singing? One of the biggest songs that's out there right now. All right, maybe it's not a big song, but it's one that's been out there, and it's loud and proud. You want to hear it?
I don't know.
Okay, here you go. I'll set it up this way, everybody. It's the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir.
Oh.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What's the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir singing that would lead you to believe that, indoctrinating kids, gay men's choir? What's that all about?
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep them from disco, warn about San Francisco, make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children, we'll make them tolerant and fair.
You tell me, that's a real song that was up just until last night, until it got, well, let's just put it this way. It's a private video now on YouTube. You can't watch the video anymore because so many people were putting it out and letting people hear about it. The Daily Wire talked about it. You heard that right. You think that will corrupt your kids. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We're coming for your children. That's the song. The song is, we're coming for your children, directly mocking the fears of parents who attempt to keep their kids away from the media that pushes an LGBTQ agenda, claiming families will not be able to protect their little ones from the gay propaganda. That from the Daily Wire. Do you think I'm joking now? Coming for your children. Is that what we is that the tolerance that we're told that we don't give, but the other side does, right? Is that what this is? We'll convert your children bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you'll barely notice it. This is what the song is saying. A lot of social media talking about it. YouTube has made it now a private video, clearly because as of yesterday afternoon, there were like 60 upvotes and there were about 5,000 downvotes, and there were a lot of folks that were trashing this. Not because they're not tolerant, not because they're white supremacists, or I don't know, fill in the Islamophobia, or does it matter anymore? That's what every answer is. I know it wouldn't be white supremacy, but you know what I'm saying. The point is that don't tell us you're not trying to indoctrinate our children. The left is not trying to indoctrinate our children. Don't tell us when you're flaunting it, you're throwing it out there, when you're telling us that, no, we're not teaching critical race theory in schools, and then the AFT president, the American Federation of Teachers, one of the biggest unions in the country, comes out and says, no, nobody's teaching CRT in schools. Hey, by the way, we got the most famous, one of the biggest advocates Ibram X. Kendi is going to be speaking at our conferences. Oh, but no, we're not. Yeah, it's somebody who is the biggest advocate on CRT is going to be speaking at a conference, but we're not teaching it to our schools. Enough is enough. It's over. It's done. That's it. Enough is enough. Enough is enough of you telling us that you're not doing something, only to find out that now it is flipped to the point where they're in your face. And they're not only telling you that they are, but we're going to indoctrinate your children. Anybody worried about that? Listen, it's just the San Francisco Gay Choir. They've been around since the 70s. They are the oldest and most historic of gay choirs in the country, from what I understand. And nothing to see here. It's fine. Listen, it's no big deal. They're just joking. It was just a big joke. We're just kidding. It's Pride Month. It's for fun and laughs, and that's all it is. It's nothing else. It's nothing else. And again, this isn't about hate for the LGBTQ community. That's not what this is. This is not hatred or anything else. What this is when we want to say to you, listen, there are a lot of things in life that people don't agree with, lifestyles that people do not agree with. The LGBTQ lifestyle is not the only lifestyle that people disagree with. There are a lot of things that people disagree with. It's about showing respect for individuals and people and being able to do that while disagreeing. And while there are so many Americans that are out there, there are so many people in this world that have no problem doing that, showing respect and kindness and even love for individuals to which we disagree with lifestyles and disagree politically and everything else. We can do that. The other side tells us that no, it's impossible. And not only is it impossible, but we will change you, and we'll start with your kids. Listen, if you're starting with our kids with this, I would assume that there's probably a lot of starting with our kids in schools, in classrooms. And I would like to have cameras in the classroom. Why not? If a teacher is not doing anything wrong, then what are you worried about? If an officer has a body cam on and approaches somebody and you're not doing anything wrong, then we get to see that, right? It's the protection of not only the officer, but the person that is there maybe being stopped at a traffic light or being asked questions about whatever is going on at that given moment, that it's for the protection of both. In a classroom, if you have cameras, it's protection, right? I mean, you're protecting a teacher as well as the students. If you think about it, how many times have we heard about bullying from the same LGBTQ community that is telling us that we're going to convert your kids? We're going to do it. We'll do it subtly. You'll never know it, but we're going to do it. This is the same community that talks about bullying. Well, this is good. We'll get to see the bullying in action. We'll get to identify the people that are doing it, and then we can stop it. Why would you have a problem with that? And look, I don't like the direction that it's going. I don't necessarily like the idea of having to do this, but can we just stop for a moment and understand what kind of point we are at in this country right now? And we're at the point where we need to do something, and we need to do something now. And this needs to be the fight. The fight needs to be cameras in the classrooms. And I'm telling you right now, I am going to do anything and everything that I can to make sure that this legislative session coming up here in Tallahassee, and I'm going to talk to everybody that I possibly can, and hopefully you will back this. I'm not sure what it looks like as people will see this transpiring, but we're going to have to show everybody that there are more of us who are not going to have CRT in the classrooms, that are not going to have our kids subtly and behind our back indoctrinated into ideas and ideologies that we disagree with, and quite honestly, conversations that we can have in our own home. That's for us to do. Your job is to teach. Your job is to not indoctrinate. Your job is to not do anything else but to teach. 239-479-5592. When we come back, the President of the United States, formerly Donald J. Trump, announced a class action lawsuit against big tech. So how is this going to go? And what about it? And do you agree with it? Do you think that we should get rid of Section 230? Many people have opinions on that. We'll get to it and what 230 is and what people, some believe is the answer when it comes to Section 230. Also, the best description that I've heard so far about this lawsuit. I mean, does the president, former President Trump, does he have a case? Some might say the way it has been written, he's got a good case. We'll see how it goes. I'll describe and explain coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5foxnews.com.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
On Wall Street Wednesday, the Dow finished up by 104 points, the S&P up about 15, the NASDAQ up just 1.5. The U.S. boating boom still at full throttle. Fox's Jeff Flock reports from a boat in Lake Michigan.
Boat sales up big time last year in the midst of the pandemic, and they've continued this year, up another 30% in 2021. And much of it comes from first-time boat buyers. And a lot of it from a concept growing in popularity, that is to say, the Airbnb of boats. Apps like Boat Setter, the Freedom Boat Club, and something called Sail Time.
And there's also the app Get My Boat. Looking to retire? Bankrate says the Peach State is the place. Georgia named the best place to retire in 2021 based on affordability and culture. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
You've been tucked in long enough. Tucked into your home. Tucked into your virtual happy hours. Whatever that means. But finally, you can untuck. Untuck a new romance. Untuck a cold one enjoyed by a roaring bonfire. Untuck whatever you damn well please. And if you want to look good while doing it, untuck with the shirt made for this moment. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Find your perfect fit at untuckit.com or one of 80-plus Untuck It stores nationwide. Use code SUNNY for 20% off your purchase.
Are you looking to build a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, along with our children, represent the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Our docks, boat lifts, and seawalls are constructed with materials that pass the test of time. We only use stainless steel fasteners, marine-grade aluminum boat lifts, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you will ever need. And lastly, our seawalls. We build them with enough concrete and steel that they come with a lifetime warranty. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. We're online at WBDocks.com. That's WBDocks.com.
With the market and unemployment rates bouncing up and down, many of us have found ourselves with some important decisions to make regarding our 401k plans. If you don't work there, should your money stay there? For those nearing retirement age, this decision could be critical to your retirement. Bob Grace has worked with many families with these types of decisions and understands your dilemma. Taxes are at historic lows right now. Bob can show you options for your 401k that could save you on taxes down the road. Call Bob and his team today and schedule your complimentary 401k review at 239-249-8888. Bob Grace is ready to assist you. Call today for your complimentary 401k retirement review, 239-249-8888. Again, that's 239-249-8888. The firm offers insurance services and cannot provide tax advice. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I hear commercials that offer no-interest loans and giant rebates for air conditioners all the time. Now, I'm still a kid, but even I know banks don't lend money for free. Even I know that big cash rebates just aren't real. Just like the Tooth Fairy, they are simply missed to make you feel happy inside. When it's time to invest in a new system, but the right system for the right reasons, not the one on sale with fake offers. Call Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Wink News, traffic.
Tracking a major crash along the Midpoint Bridge eastbound. The bridge itself is shut down for the time being as crews are working to get that crash investigated and cleared up. We're seeing standstill traffic on the eastbound side of the bridge coming all the way off Veterans Memorial Parkway through Del Prado Boulevard, approaching the bridge, heading out of the Cape and over the span of it into Fort Myers. So avoid that bridge for the time being if you're a commuter heading out of Cape Coral toward Fort Myers. Right now, you'll want to take either the Cape Coral Bridge, which looks good and is running up to speed for the time being, or one of the downtown 41 bridges, being the Caloosahatchee or the Edison. Both nice and clear. Should only take you a couple minutes heading eastbound and northbound and southbound, rather. And quiet right now on 75 and 41 with no problems out there on our two main highways. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we bid farewell to Elsa, we return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Look for scattered thunderstorms returning with some heavy rain possible, along with lightning. It will be warm and humid today with a high near 91 degrees. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into late this evening with temperatures cooling into the middle 70s overnight. For your Friday, a high of 92, scattered afternoon storms. The weekend ahead also featuring daily chances for additional thunderstorms with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tile roof inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tile roof inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tile roof inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army, almost 800 lawyers alone. Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is the best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. They will not be undersold. Start with a free consultation. PlantationShuttersForYou.com. And God bless everyone.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
At Leidos, we're encouraging our employees to get vaccinated against COVID-19. To help make this possible, today we're launching an exciting initiative for our U.S.-based team, the Leidos $1 million Move the Needle sweepstakes. 10 lucky employees will win a year's salary. That means we're giving away at least $1 million in total.
All right, so there's the CEO of Leidos, Roger Crone. It's an IT company who is saying, hey, listen, we got this exciting thing we just came up with. They're offering 10 of their employees the chance to win an entire year's salary. I guess that's $1 million? My goodness, that's a good gig right there. All right, so just for getting the COVID vaccine, look, you get the vid vaccine, you do that, and you've got a chance to win an entire year's salary. Now, my first reaction is like we just talked about. Man, I think my son should be studying to be an IT guy, apparently, because if he works for this company, a year's salary, $1 million, talk to me. Is there still time? Jake's looking at his watch and going, how long does it take to be in IT? I know a lot about IT. I'm on Facebook and Twitter all the time. I can do Twitch like nobody's business. You should see how I play a game on my phone. I can play a video game on my phone and go shopping at the same time. I can drive at the same time, which, by the way, kids, that's a really, really horrible message right there. Kids, don't do drugs. All right, so the point is that there's that. And then the other side of the argument is something that I've said many times, which is you get the vid shot, you get the vaccine, and then you don't get chosen as one of the 10, and you're like, oh, I lost. But I didn't really want I didn't want the shot. All I wanted was the money. I don't have anything. That's yeah. Can't take that back.
It's a huge gamble.
A little bit. All right. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. I see some folks that are calling. We'll get to your calls coming up in just a second, including some of these stories that are out there. We're going to get in just a second to the president, former President Trump yesterday. Lawsuit against big tech. How is this going to go? The president having this lawsuit and believes he's got a case. Some people have talked about this, and I guess we'll see whether or not there is a case to be made. And I'll explain in just a second. And also, Joe Biden, as president of the United States, is trying to figure out every single way he could possibly make your life miserable. No, I'm not kidding. I mean, why not? I mean, the best thing to do when it comes to the price of gas and the issues that we're all having when it comes to trying to make ends meet and inflation and how it has run away and how, listen, all you have to do is go shopping and realize the prices things aren't cheap. Hey, you ever tried to buy a house in the past 12 months? How's that going? How easy is that for you? Well, anyway, yeah, he's pushing for something that if it goes through and if he gets it, boy, I'll tell you what, you think your gas prices are bad right now, just wait. It's not going to get much better. All right. The president yesterday in Bedminster making the announcement.
Today, in conjunction with the America First Policy Institute, I'm filing as the lead class representative a major class action lawsuit against the big tech giants, including Facebook, Google, and Twitter, as well as their CEOs, Mark Zuckerberg, Sundar Pichai, and Jack Dorsey. Three real nice guys.
three real nice guys. So he's the lead plaintiff here in this class action lawsuit against big tech, Facebook, Google, and Twitter. And some big lawyers the president's putting together and some big money to go after what they are describing as the tech monopoly. And interesting timing. Southern District of Florida is a good place for this battle. As we all know that we have a Governor DeSantis who is taking on big tech as well. All right.
We're asking the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida to order an immediate halt to social media companies' illegal, shameful censorship of the American people, and that's exactly what they are doing. We're demanding an end to the shadow banning, a stop to the silencing, and a stop to the blacklisting, banishing, and canceling that you know so well.
All right, so there's a lot to unpack here, and let's do that real fast because obviously the president in this lawsuit against big tech, and a lot of people say it's about time, and it's about time we stop this monopoly, and how many people do agree with this. And one individual on Twitter, I don't know, his name is Jeff Cunningham, I'm not sure what his deal is, but had a really, really good tweet that he put out that kind of explained a little bit about what he was reading in this complaint, in this lawsuit. American Conservative, Conservative Union individually on behalf of the class plaintiffs against Twitter and Jack Dorsey and others. And so, as he's described this, they're making the case, a SCOTUS case, Biden versus Knight, holding that the plaintiff And the threads on Twitter from his personal account were, in fact, official presidential statements made in a public forum. That was on page 6 of this. And there's precedent for this already through the Supreme Court. Legislators, and in multiple instances, the current VP of the U.S., Kamala Harris, and the former First Lady of the U.S., Michelle Obama, made it increasingly clear that they wanted Trump and the views he espoused to be banned from defendants' platforms. There's plenty of examples of that. They use the examples in the case. Claims Democrats threatened Twitter's 230 protection. You can go back to Nancy Pelosi, who did the same thing back in 2019 when she said, I do think that for the privilege of 230, that there has to be a bigger sense of responsibility on it. It's not just out of the question that they could be removed. This was Nancy Pelosi who described this. So they're making this case and using Democrats' own words to help to bolster the case. Joe Biden threatening Twitter, according to this Trump suit. And the idea that it's a tech company is that Section 230 should be revoked immediately, should be revoked, number one, Dorsey and other platforms. And this was in December of 2019 as well. The Trump suit argues that his removal from Twitter amounts to election interference, and it made it more difficult for him to act as head of the Republican Party, campaign for Republicans, fundraise for Republicans, campaign for 2024 nominations, for the 2024 nomination, and basically alleges a conspiracy to suppress free speech between Twitter and Democrats. So is that a strong enough case? And there's more cases that were brought up as precedent, citing Norwood versus Harrison. Back from 1973, Congress cannot lawfully induce, encourage, or promote private persons to accomplish what it is constitutionally forbidden to accomplish. Section 230 is a blank check issued to private companies holding unprecedented power over the content of public discourse to censor constitutionally protected speech with impunity, resulting in a grave threat to the freedom of expression and to democracy itself. This is all part of the suit. They seek to reinstate his Twitter accounts, removal of warning labels, and the declaration that Section 230 are unconstitutional in certain sections of it, C1 and C2. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, but here's really where we're going. The president in this lawsuit is using Democrats' words to show that they were doing what they could to stop the president from speaking freely, going back to certain case law that they can look at and say, like Norwood versus Harrison and others, precedent already set by the Supreme Court to show that, if you're a member of Congress, you can't lawfully do that. You can't lawfully decide that somebody has speech and somebody does not. You can't lawfully do something like that to stop a private individual from being able to have that kind of ability. And then going to Section 230. And again, this is, the Section 230 argument has been out there. And, it depends on who you ask what needs to be done. Many people have said, we just got to get rid of former President Trump saying, we got to get rid of Section 230. Got to get rid of it completely. It's the Section 230 is the Communications Decency Act that ensures that markets and civil discourse remain free and fair. And the wording in Section 230 is really what's at the heart of all of this. No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as a publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. And many of you already understand this, right? The idea that Google and Facebook and Twitter and Parler, for that matter, anybody, they're not a publisher. They're just basically a warehouse. You put up what you want to put up, and we don't have any say over this. The indecency part of it and the things that could be put onto Facebook and Twitter and have been, some of the things that are graphic and shouldn't be there, are the reasons why you have this, right? Because if there was something that was going to be horrific, a crime that was being put into process through one of these social media sites, indecent situations that have to do with kids, and you can use your imagination and think about those certain instances and the criminal activities that could be on these websites, this is what protects them from being sued or going after them. Right? We all get that. And if you didn't know that, that's what 230 is. But it's not, for some, it's not necessarily getting rid of and scrapping that completely. It's the language, specific language that's in 230 that you could take out. And the couple of places that the president is pointing out, Section 230C2, for example, is the main immunity clause. And this has been described at heritage.org on a few occasions. And people that I've talked to, we've had them on this program to mend it, not end it. In other words, don't get rid of it completely. If you get rid of 230 completely, then it's a free-for-all. Then you do have Google and Facebook and Twitter that can be able to say, you're not allowed to be able to be on our platform. And you can. And right now, people say, well, that's what they're doing now, to a degree. But if you're able to change just the language in there specifically, the main immunity clause and a focus of the current debate, specifically what is meant by good faith. So in Section 230, there is the specific language is about good faith. It's about that in good faith, these providers will be taking down things that are obscene, lewd, lascivious, filthy, excessive, violent, harassing, or otherwise objectionable. See, so there's two specific words, language, sentences, phrases that are being used in Section 230 that are what many people say that's what you go after. So imagine 230 overall is something that is there to protect Google, Facebook, Twitter, right, from the situations we just described. So the two portions that are the important takeaways, one of them is working in good faith. You have to work in good faith. Are they working in good faith? I think you can answer that. And so it's such an abstract and general term to describe what's going on that somehow those words have to be stronger, stricter, get rid of the good faith aspect of this. And then the second part of the language that's out there is what I just described in Section 230C2A, which is a Section 230C, which is one of the sections that has been mentioned in this lawsuit that the president has put out. Any action voluntarily taken in good faith, there it is, to restrict access or or availability of material that the provider or user considers to be obscene, lewd, lascivious, filthy, excessively violent, harassing, or otherwise objectionable, whether or not such material is constitutionally protected. That paragraph is the one that has people and has the content providers being able to do all kinds of nonsense because good faith. Hey, we're doing this in good faith. Otherwise objectionable. Listen, we have a lot of people that have been complaining. They find it objectionable. We find it objectionable. So the idea is to amend some of what's in there to keep the protections, but to make it so that the freedom of individuals to speak on these platforms is not taken away as well. It's tricky. We'll see where this goes, but just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people were asking me yesterday my thoughts about that. So there's my thoughts today. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We're going to get to your calls and more coming up. A few things going on. The president of the United States getting ready to do something that's going to make your gas prices go through the roof if it happens. And we'll get to that and play the audio so you can hear for yourself. And not only that, I guess Disney has dropped boys and girls. You can't have that from their big fireworks greeting. Why? Why did they do that? And what are people saying about that? We'll talk about that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
At Naples Nissan, when we say we'll do whatever it takes, that's exactly what we mean. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Nissan has given us another big number to hit, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Need a loan, but have bad credit? We'll do whatever it takes to get you that loan. Just tell us how much you want for your trade-in. We'll do whatever it takes to get it for you. Would you like to go payment-free until 2022? You got it. Would you like 0% financing for up to 5 years? No problem. Or maybe you'd like $5,000 cash in your hand. Hey, we'll make it happen. We've got over 400 new cars on our lot. Pick out your favorite at NaplesNissan.com, then come see us on Pine Ridge Road, exit 107 off I-75, and let us do whatever it takes so that you can drive it home today. All offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
It's your friend Sean Hannity here. You know, investing in real estate around this great country is something that I take very seriously. Now, I can tell you there are a lot of agents or national companies. They look good on paper or make big incentives or may even offer to work for less money. But one thing I've learned over the years is details in real estate mean serious dollars. Now, I have seen firsthand the importance of working with and trusting the advice of an agent who truly has their hand on the pulse of the local market, that actually live in the market and have proven track records of making sellers money in that city through good markets and challenging markets. There's only one agent I trust, and I'm talking about Denny Grimes with Keller Williams Naples. Look, the only thing more expensive than hiring an expert is hiring an amateur. Don't trust your home to just anyone. Now, I've done the homework. Talk to the agent that I trust for the best advice. Call Denny Grimes about his guarantees today at 489-HOME. That's 489-HOME, or online it's 489home.com.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-969-5511. 800-969-5511. 800-969-5511.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now. But how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today.
Window World, simply the best for less.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
It's been 2 weeks. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and they've given up hope finding anyone alive in the condo tower collapse.
We all come here as a community to support each other.
That was after a moment of silence last night in Surfside, Florida, where it's now a recovery, not rescue operation. They found 54 people dead, 86 others still unaccounted for. Tropical storm Elsa is now moving through the Carolinas on the way up to New England tomorrow.
Florida officials say they feel fortunate to have escaped from this storm with a relatively small level of structural damage. The storm largely stayed about 50 miles off the western coast of Florida as it moved up.
Fox's Steve Harrigan. One person was killed in Jacksonville by a falling tree. What's believed to be an Elsa-spawned tornado injured 10 people at an RV park in Camden County, Georgia. President Biden will update us today on the troop withdrawal from Afghanistan, said to be 90% complete as the Taliban takes over more areas of the country. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
Dave, Afghanistan's government says its forces have retaken a city captured by Taliban militants yesterday. The seizing of Kalai-Noor marked the first time the Taliban had entered a major provincial capital in its latest offensive. The group has captured dozens of districts in recent months. With its rapid advances raising concerns, Afghanistan could be headed for civil war as the US and its allies pull out. Dave?
Simon, the number of COVID deaths now tops 4 million worldwide, and the Johns Hopkins global tally. Rises in cases in Japan have led to a state of emergency declared for Tokyo, which could lead to a crowdless Olympics in 2 weeks. Deja vu on the ice. The Tampa Bay Lightning have won hockey's Stanley Cup a second straight year.
This group is going to be etched in history forever, and that's pretty effing special.
The Lightning team captain Steve Stamkos. Tampa Bay beat Montreal 1-0 in Game 5 of the final. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. The eastbound side of the Midpoint Bridge is shut down right now because of a major crash going on out there. If you have to head out from the Cape into Fort Myers right now, you'll want to take either the Cape Coral Bridge, the Caloosahatchee, or Edison toward downtown Fort Myers because we're seeing a lot of backups along Veterans Memorial Parkway, approaching Country Club Boulevard, and then continuing toward Del Prado where that closure starts. So if you have to head out that way right now, definitely give yourself extra time to get where you need to go out of the Cape into Fort Myers. No problems up and down I-75, out to Alligator Alley, everything running up to speed if you're making a ride toward the East Coast this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we bid farewell to Elsa, we return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Look for scattered thunderstorms returning with some heavy rain possible, along with lightning. It will be warm and humid today with a high near 91 degrees. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into late this evening with temperatures cooling into the middle 70s overnight. For your Friday, a high of 92, scattered afternoon storms. The weekend ahead also featuring daily chances for additional thunderstorms with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Inside the train testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you for watching. Again, as I opened up the show this morning, I was talking about it earlier. I am excited to hear more and more people that are getting on board with something that we talked about on June 16th. I heard Mark Levin talking about it last night. I've heard Tucker Carlson mentioning it and others as well, that it's time to get together and enough with critical race theory and enough of what is being taught in our schools. And the story that I discussed that actually Mark Levin brought up as well back on June 16th, when everybody was making fun of me for saying Nevada instead of Nevada. And I was corrected a million times, and it's just something, listen, I know it's Nevada. I say Nevada sometimes. It just happens. It's a New York thing. Or maybe it's not a New York thing. It's a Drew Steele thing. It's an accident. I'm getting better at it. I'm working on my Nevadas. But anyway, the point is that was something that was even discussed that day more than this story, unfortunately. But on June 15th, the story came out from Thomas Lifeson, an American thinker, and saying that the Nevada Family Alliance wants to require teachers at government schools to wear body cameras. And I said, yes. Maybe not body cameras, but I said we should have cameras in every classroom. We should have legislation moving through Tallahassee this legislative session. And I'm just telling you, I want to work on that. I want to be part of that. And how it's become absolutely necessary now. Why can't we have cameras and microphones in classrooms? If you're a teacher doing what you're supposed to be doing, then what are you worried about? Well, it's uncomfortable. Well, you know what? You're a public employee. We are somebody who is paying your salary. You're in a public building. We're allowed to see what it is that's going on in our classrooms. And if it wasn't for COVID, we may not even have known some of the things that were going on, because it was an opportunity for many parents to see what was happening and whoa, wait a minute. Why am I not allowed to see what you all are teaching through these Zoom classes and the like, and how it made some people pretty uncomfortable, and teachers unions, who we come to find out now don't believe that critical race theory is being taught in schools. Why don't you stop until you find out that they want to defend it now with lawsuits and funds that they have, and also inviting individuals to come in and speak like Ibram Kendi, one of the biggest proponents of critical race theory, to speak at the conference that just took place of the American Federation of Teachers, but nothing to see here. Everything is fine. And then, of course, making you believe that critical race theory and the teaching of critical race theory is just about the teaching of slavery and our bad history that we've had in the past, and how that's all it is. It's just you to want, which is a lie, which is a flat out lie. And I was so excited to hear that more and more people are saying, this is it. We're going to stand up. Enough is enough. I have no problem with cameras in classrooms. I have no problem with a microphone in there. And if you're somebody who's concerned about bullying, you should be all about it as well. You should be all about, if you're worried about how teachers are being treated and unruly students and some of the things that we've heard about, well, now we get to see. We get to see who the student is. We get to see what the situation is, and we can help you and we can stop this, right? This is a good thing. And if you're thinking about privacy issues, listen, it's a public building. Taxpayer paid employees. I think it's time. And I think that there's a lot that's going to be happening in the next few weeks and months. And I'm just telling you, the crowd is growing. The concerned parents, they are moving. And so I was excited about that this morning. We're going to get to that coming up more in just a little bit. Some of the other things we're talking about this morning, less exciting. Hey, listen, if you really wanted to jack up gas prices, here's an idea. Do something that Joe Biden is considering right now. So he wants to push for the elimination of tax breaks for fossil fuel companies. He talked about it in a speech yesterday in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Listen, that extra tax revenue that we could get, oh, man, it would help to pay for a lot of things in the agenda that the big communist, social, Democrat agenda would love to see, right?
If we end tax breaks for fossil fuels and make polluters pay to clean up the messes they've made, that would raise $90 billion. I'm not asking them to do anything that is unfair. Just not going to subsidize them anymore. They're doing well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they're doing fine. So we're going to take away all. So ultimately, if you are looking at your gas prices and thinking, oh, I don't like what we've got here, just wait. It'll get better. So that's just part of what he is talking about. In case you don't know, the national gas price average right now increased 40% since the start of the year, from $2.25 on January 1st to now $3.13, and maybe another 20 cents to tack on over the summer. Why not? I mean, if you are someone who is concerned about the energy independence that we would like to see in this country, if you're somebody that sees that as not just an issue of our wallets, our pocketbooks, but also an issue of national security, then then you should be concerned about what this agenda does. And pushing tax cuts for businesses and consumers who invest in clean energy technologies like renewables and battery storage and next generation aviation fuels and electric fuels. This is all the things that he's talking about. I'm just wondering again, why that can't happen. So there's so many things. Number one, why that can't happen otherwise. Why we have to take money, let's say, that we are hearing about, COVID funds. We're hearing moving $1 billion in unspent COVID funding. $1 billion with a B. The problem is all of these zeros come out and nobody knows what one zero is from the next. $1 billion moving that unspent COVID funding to housing illegals. How about that? That is another thing that the Biden administration is talking about doing. Does that concern you? You know, the idea that we have all of this money that's not being spent and somehow we got to figure out a way to spend it. And when you're talking about almost $1 billion in funds that are going to go to Health and Human Services Department, cover the thousands of child migrants who remain in the U.S., and they're going to move all that money to the border to house. Do you see how crazy this is? So the Biden administration causes the issues along the border. We have the issues of thousands of child migrants that are there at the U.S. border. They need housing because of the policies of this administration. So to solve the problem that the administration causes, they take money from you that was meant for COVID relief It wasn't going to be spent for anything else. Oh, no. We got to have it. I mean, it's for this specifically so that we can now house these thousands of child migrants who are along the border there. That's their answer. And listen, 842 million people voted for Joe Biden.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. This is the guy that everybody wanted. Clearly everybody wanted him. And again, I go back to the other point, which is, on the one hand, you're telling us that, we look at this. They're not looking at it this way. We're looking at it this way. Not only do we want to make sure that we would see energy independence in this country that we have because of what it does for us at times when we need the relief, like gas prices, and the fact that we would be able to have an XL pipeline that is running, that we wouldn't have the Canadian side of the XL pipeline that would be suing the Biden administration because of the deals that were made before, and you're breaking these deals, and that's what they're doing. And so now you've got these lawsuits. You have all of these people out of work. You have the dismantling of what has been a lot of good work to get us to a point where we are energy independent. But how about the safety and security side of this? How about all of you who have been talking about, and rightly so, saying enough is enough in places like Afghanistan, and we need to get out of there, and we need to get out of these countries, and it's being a country that is energy independent, and we are not dependent on the Middle East the way we used to be, that there are places and things that we can do now to get out, whether it's having to do with Afghanistan and a war that's really not a war, and getting out, and the security of knowing that we can take care of ourselves if there is unrest in certain areas of the country because we are energy independent. It's the unrest that's over there that always affected us here because of that. And now to keep that energy independence would mean we wouldn't have to worry as much about those kind of issues over there. But you also come to find out that you have a pretty inept State Department and Biden administration who has taken us out of Afghanistan in ways that people mocked 10 years ago, joked about. Sky News was showing Taliban seizing abandoned U.S. bases and a treasure trove of weapons and ammunition. The Afghan security forces caught by surprise as U.S. forces would sneak out, apparently sneaking out in the middle of the night, and leaving open these freshly abandoned U.S. bases, where the Taliban is saying that, according to Sky News, they smell victory. They want to show us the treasure trove of military riches they seized with it, which begs the question, why did we get out like this and leave weapons behind? I guess it's under the assumption that the Afghan forces would be taking those weapons and using those, but that's not what happened. Taliban militants, with this expected gearing up of an attack on Kabul and other key parts of the country with fresh U.S.-supplied RPGs and other rifles and ammunition. 900 guns obtained from one U.S. base alone, 30 armored Humvees, 30 pickup trucks. And what does the Taliban do? They show it off so the world can see. Why did the Biden administration and the Pentagon fail to secure all of this military hardware that now can be used to kill Americans and their Afghan allies and civilians? Why? And it was The Onion 10 years ago. That's what I was talking about, with this being described almost mockingly 10 years ago. The Onion, 10 years ago. 10 years ago, joked about The Onion, a satirical site, joking about the U.S. quietly slips out of Afghanistan in the dead of night. Like 10 years ago, that was a joke. And then the AP story yesterday, U.S. left Afghan airfield at night, didn't tell new commander. And it was one AP reporter who was questioning the State Department yesterday about this and pretty much calling them out. Like, these policies that the Biden administration has put in place, even with Afghanistan, and a lot of questions as to why you've upended so many policies that the Trump administration put forward and things that they were doing that seemed to be working, and how at the State Department they're saying, oh, no, we don't change anything. I want you to hear this exchange. Listen to this. This speaks to the ineptness, the feckless Biden administration, and how they are unable to protect themselves from the facts and trying to talk about this topic. This is an AP reporter asking the State Department questions about Afghanistan, or what I just described. Listen to this embarrassing exchange.
Well, on your second question, Matt, I think you're actually confusing different things here. These are apples and oranges. Yes, we changed quite a few U.S. policies across a number of fronts. But I think you would be hard-pressed to find an international agreement that the United States signed on to during the last administration that this administration has jettisoned, done away with. This is the point that we have made in any number of different...
How about the Geneva Protocol on the anti-abortion stuff?
This was the point that we have made on any number of steps about the importance of the durability of American foreign policy across administrations.
How about the agreements with the Northern Triangle, with Mexico and the Northern Triangle? Those are international agreements that you guys jettisoned.
These are, Matt. No, I think.
I mean, you just challenged me to come up with an international agreement that the previous administration signed that you guys have walked away from, and I just gave you, I think, 3.
I just gave you 3 of them. You challenged me to come up with one that you, the Biden administration, that you walked away from the previous administration, talking about how across administrations, we're doing the right thing. What are you talking about? You walked away from the Trump administration and the policies there, policies that were working. You can't name one. I just named 3. What an embarrassing exchange. But again, what is this all about? It's all about demonstrating once again that elections have consequences. 2022 and 2024 are very, very important, and they're important for a lot of reasons. There are more and more people that are seeing all of this, are hearing all of this, are realizing how feckless this administration is in a lot of ways, and in some ways, the things that they're doing that is purposeful, and not to help you, not to make your life better, not at all, but to push this left-wing agenda that is going to put you in a worse place than you are today. And in a lot of ways, since this administration has come in, it ain't great now. All right, 239-479-5592. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the ways that you can fight back when it comes to issues of censorship, some of the things that are happening in our schools, some of the things that are going on with the indoctrination of your kids in song. If you haven't heard this yet, prepare to be shocked. Indoctrinating your kids in a song, prepared to be shocked. All of that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. We're good? It's Trace O'Shea.
Avoid the Midpoint Bridge and Veterans Memorial Parkway heading through Cape Coral near Del Prado because of a major crash shutting down the eastbound side of the bridge right now, heading out of the Cape into Fort Myers. If you typically take that bridge to commute to work this morning, you're not going to want to go that way. Head farther south either to the Cape Coral Bridge, although Cape Coral Parkway at Del Prado very backed up because a lot of people are rerouting that direction right now. Or you can take one of the downtown 41 bridges, the Caloosahatchee or Edison. Those are both running up to speed for the time being. We also have a crash we're watching with possible injuries at Constitution Boulevard and 41 in South Fort Myers, looking at slight delays there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida, as we bid farewell to Elsa. We return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Scattered storms for the afternoon with a high of 91 degrees. We cool down to 75 tonight, a high of 92 for your Friday with additional scattered afternoon storms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Due to popular demand, it's here for one final weekend, the no-pay holiday. Now through Monday, and only at Florida's #1 Nissan dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Buy a car, pay nothing. Zip, zero, nada. No pay in Sutherland means no money down, no interest financing, and no payments till 2022. Now extended through Monday only. Sutherland is giving you the freedom to trade any vehicle, any make or model, and get paid $8,000 over book value for it. Shop a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, 2 stores full of inventory, and this weekend, you don't pay at Sutherland. No money down, no interest, and no payments till 2022. Hurry before this no-pay holiday goes. Nobody gives you bigger, brighter, and better savings, but they end Monday. Only at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. In studio with us is Dr. Michael Varvaris. He is a concierge medical doctor. Now, doctor, in today's world, you have to wait sometimes months before you can get an appointment with your doctor. When you get there, it's at least an hour wait to even get in. You barely even speak with your doctor. How are you different?
And everything you mentioned, I'm different. What I'm trying to do is trying to provide the service that I'd want provided or I want a loved one provided. So a patient of mine will be able to see me today or tomorrow. The time spent will be what is needed. A patient might have to wait a little bit because I'm with another patient, but I'll do the same for them. You know, I keep my overhead low in my practice, and it allows me to create individual relationships, which obviously is what it's all about.
Go visit Dr. Varvaris online. He's at mddocv.com. Again, that's mddocv.com. This is the doctor that gets to the root of the problem, your concierge medical doctor. Visit him online today, mddocv.com.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital.
My family and I are putting down roots right here in Southwest Florida and are so happy to be a part of this community. We hope to meet you out at one of the country clubs or walking the town center or out on one of the beautiful beaches or parks. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety, from generators to surge protectors. Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Your Thursday morning commute off to a very busy start heading between the Cape and Fort Myers. We have a multi-vehicle crash shutting down the Midpoint Bridge eastbound heading out of Cape Coral. And there's a vehicle turned on its side right now on that eastbound span. So tracking several delays approaching the Cape Coral and Midpoint bridges because of that closure. Cape Coral Bridge is open and you can head there right now, but Cape Coral Parkway heading toward the bridge eastbound, backed up all the way from Santa Barbara through Del Prado Boulevard South, approaching Cape Coral Parkway is very slow moving as well. And we're seeing delays on Veterans heading from Santa Barbara toward Country Club Boulevard, heading right where the road closes off out there at Del Prado. You could take the downtown 41 bridges. Those are running up to speed. Just plan extra time on the roads to reroute yourself out there. 75, not seeing any problems. US 41 running up to speed as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we bid farewell to Elsa, we return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Look for scattered thunderstorms returning with some heavy rain possible, along with lightning. It will be warm and humid today with a high near 91 degrees. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into late this evening with temperatures cooling into the middle 70s overnight. For your Friday, a high of 92, scattered afternoon storms. The weekend ahead also featuring daily chances for additional thunderstorms with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you could agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and Everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with Refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America. NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles, or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, the one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. The Steele has 3 E's. Thank you for watching. Coming up, we've got Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. That at about 7:50. In the meantime, we've been talking a lot about, and I mentioned this morning, the concerns many people have about critical race theory and how it's not being taught in school. But we're going to defend it with lawsuits, says the teachers' unions, the NEA and AFT, which is kind of funny and interesting. It's not in schools. It's not being taught or anything. Oh, but we're going to defend it till the end. What are you talking about? You know it's being taught in schools, indoctrinating our kids. It was great to hear some talk show hosts and some individuals, Mark Levin from last night and some others who were talking about, listen, I want to see cameras in schools. It's about time. We've got cameras, microphones. Let's do this. Let's start to push back. Let's start to do things so that we can see exactly what's happening with our tax dollars, with our kids, most importantly with our kids. And those that are being paid with our tax dollars, it's time. If you're not doing anything wrong, then everything is fine, right? Nothing to see here. Oh, but it's an intrusion. It's privacy. How is it privacy? It's a public building. You're being paid by us, a public building. It's education, public education. What's the privacy issue? So we could talk about that more, but as I have been bringing that up, a lot of people have been asking, and even yesterday we talked about it, how you can kind of push back against some of the things that are happening. How do you help, or how can you put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, and say, all right, well, I vote my values. Maybe I want my money to go to certain places and businesses that feel the way that I do. And that's where my good friend Kevin from AMCO Bonita Springs, I've been talking for years and years and years about AMCO Bonita Springs. And of course, Kevin and his business that is so fantastic, a conservative business. And so now Kevin has something that's going on that he wanted to talk about this morning that I think goes right into this wheelhouse of what you can do as a community. And first of all, Kevin is joining us. Are you at AMCO right now, Kevin? Are you on your way there? Or are you just thinking about the business? What are you doing right now, Kevin?
Oh, I'm here, man. It seems like I wear 2 suits. I wear one for owning and operating a busy auto repair shop, thanks for what you've done over the years in, Southwest Florida, and then I put on the cape and built this conservative movement.
Oh, so wait a minute. You're wearing a suit when you work on vehicles? You see, that's another reason why you got to go to AMCO Bonita Springs, everybody. That's why you have to go, because you got to see Kevin working on your car in a suit. Not many people will do that.
No, it'll just be a red shirt and black pants.
Yeah.
That's what you'll see.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So let's talk about the American Spirit movement.
Well, Drew, it all started with basically an idea, and sometimes we just get frustrated, don't feel like there's anything that we can do, and you just come up with this idea, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about this. It revolves around a premise of you've got two votes in the country. You've got one at the ballot box, and no matter how disenfranchised or upset we might get, we still have to show up and vote. We have to vote our values, our patriotic American values. But I also believe that you have a second very powerful vote, and that's at the cash register. So that's, voting with your wallet. And basically, we think of it as keeping conservative dollars in conservative pockets.
Right. And so you've built the American Spirit marketplace and this movement. So talk about how this works.
Well, basically, here's how it works. There's the movement part of it. This is not a nonprofit. We all saw how everyone treats nonprofits. We put a lot of thought into this. We have a legendary group of local conservatives that we've gotten together over some time, hundreds of hours of development and all that. And this is a company. The American Spirit Movement is a company. What we've done is we've built a marketplace where consumers and businesses can come together and interact with each other. It is private. You get your login credentials. We're not worried about doing the silly things that other people do out there. You have folks on the left that occupy or picket or boycott or cancel or, loot, all this craziness. We're all about making a conscious choice in the free marketplace of supporting each other, and we have built a place where we can do that. But we need help, because if you think about it, when you build something new, there's no water in the pool yet, there's no furniture in the house yet. We need help loading the cart.
Right. And so let's say you have a business that wants to be a part of this, or people want to be a part of it specifically. So what do they do? Where do they go?
All right. Well, there's two ways to get in. Basically, first, you can go to AmericanSpiritMovement.com, and you can kind of see how it is that we came about with this idea and all the thought that went into this. The website address for the marketplace, if you just say, you know what, I am a patriotic conservative American. I don't, quote unquote, need to be sold on where you're coming from, because I get it. I understand the concept. You can go straight to AmericanSpiritMarketplace.com, and you can just go ahead and register, get your login credentials, and join.
And so when you do join, you'll see all of these businesses, conservative businesses that are there, places all across Southwest Florida, and certainly like to see this grow as a national movement. And it makes sense, Kevin. Look, ultimately, this is what we're trying to figure out. How many times you have talked to people, how many times I've talked to people. The motivation here is, what can I do? How do I make a difference? It's one thing to say, I'm not going to go to this business and I'm not going to spend my money in this place. It's another thing to say, I have a place that I can spend my money at. I can go to these businesses knowing that they have the values that I have.
And that's a great point, because one of our board members presented this. She was saying, you know what, Kevin, this is really a solution. And basically what we were saying is, on any given day of the month, there's 1,000 great conservative efforts going on across the country. But what do you do the rest of the month? Everyone's got a wallet or a purse that they carry around, whether you're online or you're walking into a brick-and-mortar business. And when you think about it, you think about proof of concept. So right back here to the shop and how we've grown our business over the years, it's the field of dreams theory. We've talked to no less than a couple thousand of our customers over the years and said, if this existed, would you support it? It's an overwhelming, unanimous yes. Consumers want to seek out conservative businesses when they can. They want to support local businesses. So we just felt like, okay, so this is something that we could put together. So I put a team together, and we developed all the ideas, put everything in there. We own our own servers. We don't have to worry about someone pulling a parlor on us. And my gosh, why didn't someone think around the table, hey, why do you want all your stuff to be over in a third party? So we try to put a lot of thought into this. There's tons of hours in this. We've self-funded this thing to this point, and we just try to come up with something that we can actually do and not just be pissed off. And my brother said they keep you enraged to keep you engaged. I think that's brilliant. I think we're upset enough. We just need to direct that passion into helping support folks that we know are in our flock, so to speak.
Yeah. All right. So once again, Kevin, let everybody know about where they can go if they want to sign up for the American Spirit Movement and the marketplace, where they can go and the process.
I would encourage you to go to 2 addresses. If you want to learn more about what we're doing, you can go to AmericanSpiritMovement.com. If you already get it and you said, I just want in, you can go to AmericanSpiritMarketplace.com. You can register, get your login credentials. And like I said, I want to be perfectly clear with this. We live and work in Southwest Florida. We've launched this locally. Drew, you talked about it's national. When you have a website out there, it's national. Yeah. We need help loading the cart. So I want to say this with perfect clarity. When you go in there, it's not like you're going to see thousands and thousands and thousands of businesses already. We have dozens that are already joined in there. We just launched on the 4th over at Seed the Table. We had over 400 interactions with folks. We've been well received. We need help loading the cart. So basically, just go in there, visit one of those 2 website addresses. You're going to get it within 30 seconds. I know you will.
There you go. All right. So if you're a conservative business and you understand what it is that Kevin is talking about and you feel like, all right, it's time to get off the sideline and in the game, this is another way to be able to do that. So it's an important move. Kevin, Amco of Bonita Springs, the only places you can go to watch Kevin fix your vehicle right there in a 3-piece. Is it 3-piece, or do you wear the tie as you're fixing the vehicle, Kevin,
no,
or is it just
2-piece and I wear shoes? No, it's all good, man.
Or in sneakers? Yeah.
Someone walks in the front door here, you see me here, you see my brother Todd.
Yep.
We've just been at this side by side for since 2008, and you and I have been working together wonderfully for it feels like 9 years now, I guess. So and I want to make one other point too.
Yeah.
Part of the idea, the vision that we have with this is that if we do this right, and we have enough consumers and businesses interacting with each other, you can do other things too, because this information's out there. What if you need help finding a job, or you're a creator and you want to post a job? Where else would you want to pull from a base of people that you're going to interview from, or where would you like to work? So if we do this thing right and we grow it over time and we do this thing with seriousness, because we all just want to live our conservative ways of life. We're tired of people just interfering with us. So we believe that this was something we can actually do right here at the ground level, right here at the grassroots level. So if we do this thing right and we can build a large enough membership base in this, I think we can make a really big difference here, not just locally, but across the country.
Yeah.
I really believe in that.
I agree. All right, my friend. Listen, we're going to run, and great to speak with you. Best of luck, and we'll talk about this more soon, okay?
Appreciate what you're doing, man. Thank you very much.
I got you. All right. There's Kevin. Kevin at Amco Bonita Springs, putting together the American Spirit Movement and the American Spirit Marketplace. See that? Conservative businesses maybe signing up, and you know who they are now, and you know where to do business, so it's taking action. It's a good thing. All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do. We do?
This is what you do.
All right, we do. Sorry, that sounded really...
This is what you do.
That sounds better. Very strange. Sorry about that. What a weird way to end that. All right, in just a second, we're going to... Maybe we just go now. Yeah, I'm okay. Let's just do this now. We'll do Drew's College of Political Knowledge right now. We'll talk about other things on the other side of it. All right, so 239-479-5592. If you want to be a part of this, have a little bit of fun. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD if you'd like to play. Let's do it. Caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. And caller number 5 right now, you'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along with traffic. There's Therese O'Shea.
Your Thursday morning commute off to a very busy start heading between the Cape and Fort Myers. We have a multi-vehicle crash shutting down the Midpoint Bridge eastbound heading out of Cape Coral. And there's a vehicle turned on its side right now on that eastbound span. So tracking several delays approaching the Cape Coral and Midpoint bridges because of that closure. Cape Coral Bridge is open and you can head there right now, but Cape Coral Parkway heading toward the bridge eastbound, backed up all the way from Santa Barbara through Del Prado Boulevard South, approaching Cape Coral Parkway is very slow moving as well. And we're seeing delays on Veterans heading from Santa Barbara toward Country Club Boulevard, heading right where the road closes off out there at Del Prado. You could take the downtown 41 bridges. Those are running up to speed. Just plan extra time on the roads to reroute yourself out there. 75, not seeing any problems. US 41 running up to speed as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida, as we bid farewell to Elsa. We return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Scattered storms for the afternoon with a high of 91 degrees. We cool down to 75 tonight, a high of 92 for your Friday with additional scattered afternoon storms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehourair.com and keep your cool. Beer.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
Are you looking to build a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of Williamson Brothers Marine Construction. My brother Joe and I, along with our children, represent the 4th generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. Our docks, boat lifts, and seawalls are constructed with materials that pass the test of time. We only use stainless steel fasteners, marine-grade aluminum boat lifts, and the strongest deck board in the industry, Wear Deck. It's the last deck board you will ever need. And lastly, our seawalls. We build them with enough concrete and steel that they come with a lifetime warranty. If you need a boat dock, boat lift, or a seawall, call Williamson Brothers at 844-WB-BUILT. We're online at WBDocs.com. That's WBDocs.com.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Luke. Luke is in Bonita. Hello, Luke.
Hey, good morning, Jeff.
Is it short for Lucas, or is it just Luke?
No, not at all, Luke.
All right, Luke, like the Bible, Luke.
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD or associate's degree. Question search starts right now. Think about this. 1997. The year is 1997. And the vice president of the United States is?
Dan Quayle.
No, it's Al Gore. Al Gore was vice president of the United States in 1997. So do you know then who was the president in 1997?
Bill Clinton.
That is correct, sir. All right. So you get a associate's degree on that question. So that was 2 and 1. All right. So here's your bachelor's degree question. Who's credited with making the first American flag?
Betsy Ross, I believe.
That is correct. All right. You get a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this very question. Listen carefully. The Persian Gulf War begins as Iraq invaded Kuwait. What year was that when the Persian Gulf War began? Iraq invaded Kuwait. Was that, do you want multiple choice, or do you think you got this?
Oh, yeah, well, go ahead. I'll do the multiple choice.
Okay, 1988, 1990, 1992.
I can go with 90.
That is correct, sir. All right. Is that it? We got all our questions? He's got a master's? I mean, I kind of did a twofer at the beginning. Jake, is that it? So he's got a master's, and that's good? Yeah, that's it. We got it. All right, that's it. That's our questions for today. So congratulations there, Luke, not Lucas. You got yourself a master's degree today. You are impressed.
I am. Thank you much, sir.
Well, we thank you much back, and we appreciate you calling and playing. And we always appreciate everybody being with us. 239-479-5592. All right, keeping an eye on some of the stories that are out there right now. You know, new developments, it seems, in the story about spying on Tucker Carlson and the Biden administration. So it appears as if, and Tucker Carlson talked about it last night, the story that goes back to the claim that the Biden administration was spying on Fox News host Tucker Carlson. He talked about it, a week ago, and more has been coming out about it. And so now we come to find out that you've got some left-of-center news organizations, some others that are pretty much saying, well, exactly what he was talking about. That he was explaining, look, he was trying to do with a lot of other outlets were trying to do as well. He wanted to give an interview to Vladimir Putin. Nothing illegal about doing that. But when you are, I guess, going to try to get to a leader of a foreign nation that is not exactly the best of friends with the United States, and has been more along the lines of someone who has been in the news and connected with the former president, and okay. So that triggered the HOP rule, right? You've heard about the HOP rule, the Russian collusion hoax with the president of the United States, formerly Donald Trump, the HOP rule that when someone communicates with somebody who communicates with somebody that is being watched by the NSA, that HOP rule allows the NSA to cast a wide net to functionally spy on somebody because, you're talking to a friend who's talking to a friend, and that friend's not really a friend, and that friend's talking to somebody who's not a friend. So that HOP rule. And so it seems like that's what he got caught up in. And somehow now you have the emails that were taken from Tucker Carlson, and now these are being revealed. And it seems like that's what Tucker was trying to do, get ahead of this story. And he was talking to U.S.-based Kremlin intermediaries about setting up an interview with Vladimir Putin shortly before the Fox News host accused the NSA of spying on him. And he talked about it on the show. And the NSA came out with this carefully crafted statement that was widely criticized because it seemed very vague and evasive and didn't really answer the question as to whether or not they were spying on him. Now, when you hear about the HOP rule, it seems to make more sense. The NSA refusing to answer questions from Axios even on whether they intercepted communications. And so now it seems to be that that's what it is. So as you could imagine how this would have played out if Tucker didn't reveal this. If this is all it is, if this is exactly what has happened, I mean, it's bad enough that the NSA has gone in and now has in their possession, and now reporters have in their possession these emails. It's bad enough that all of this is happening and the spying of, and where some people might say, well, listen, he was trying to reach out to intermediaries to get a hold of Vladimir Putin. That's why this happened. The HOP rule took effect, and so it's not like they were spying on him. It was just a HOP rule. That's what happens. But then there's the other side that's like, well, hold on a second. You don't think that it goes to the media and the media was going to use it against Tucker because they want him off the air? Do you see how that would have played out if he didn't say anything?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand-select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 JNC Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Hey, it's Jake DeMolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission that was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
4 million COVID deaths. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is the new Johns Hopkins total worldwide. The 606,000 who died in the U.S. is more than any other country.
Vaccines have slowed the number of deaths. At one point, the world was seeing about 18,000 people die each day from COVID. That's down to about 7,900 now, but there are concerns the highly contagious Delta variant of the virus may produce a new surge in deaths.
Fox's Jill Nato. We'll hear from President Biden today as U.S. troops keep leaving Afghanistan. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live at the White House.
Dave, with the withdrawal nearly complete, President Biden will give remarks on the situation in Afghanistan, which is growing more precarious. Afghan security forces say they've regained control of Kuala after the Taliban tried to overrun the city. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby.
We still believe that there's a path forward for a negotiated settlement, a peaceful political solution to this conflict.
The president will give the update after meeting with his national security team and Vice President Kamala Harris in the Situation Room. Dave?
Rachel, they're mourning a police officer in Terre Haute, Indiana, ambushed outside an FBI building.
It's not a good time to be a police officer in America, but this is an example of someone that would die for a person that hates who they are. We're not bad people.
State Police Superintendent Doug Carter, an FBI agent, shot and wounded the gunman. They had a moment of silence in Surfside, Florida.
We made the extremely difficult decision to transition from Operation Search and Rescue to Recovery.
Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Livian-Cava. 2 weeks since the condo tower collapsed, 54 bodies have been found, 86 people still unaccounted for. Tropical storm Elsa is raining down in the Carolinas up to New England.
This one is a tornado producer, and it's going to affect millions along the I-95 corridor.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. A tornado hit a Georgia RV park, injuring 10 people, 1 person killed in Jacksonville, Florida. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Your Thursday morning commute off to a very busy start heading between the Cape and Fort Myers. We have a multi-vehicle crash shutting down the Midpoint Bridge eastbound heading out of Cape Coral. And there's a vehicle turned on its side right now on that eastbound span. So tracking several delays approaching the Cape Coral and Midpoint bridges because of that closure. Cape Coral Bridge is open and you can head there right now, but Cape Coral Parkway heading toward the bridge eastbound, backed up all the way from Santa Barbara through Del Prado Boulevard South, approaching Cape Coral Parkway is very slow moving as well. And we're seeing delays on Veterans heading from Santa Barbara toward Country Club Boulevard, heading right where the road closes off out there at Del Prado. You could take the downtown 41 bridges. Those are running up to speed. Just plan extra time on the roads to reroute yourself out there. 75, not seeing any problems. US 41 running up to speed as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we bid farewell to Elsa, we return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Look for scattered thunderstorms returning with some heavy rain possible, along with lightning. It will be warm and humid today with a high near 91 degrees. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into late this evening with temperatures cooling into the middle 70s overnight. For your Friday, a high of 92, scattered afternoon storms. The weekend ahead also featuring daily chances for additional thunderstorms with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. If you need new windows or doors for your home, heads up. This message is for you. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off high-performance award-winning windows, 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors, 40% off our factory direct products installed. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing or call today. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
What's it like being an installer at Closet Factory? It's one of those jobs people think is cool, like being a boat captain, bartending somewhere famous, something on a train. I mean, it's your job to bring a designer's and our client's idea to life with your own hands, right? For a talented person who loves working hard and creating with their hands, there's something beautiful about it.
Closet Factory is looking for talented people just like that.
Me? Well, what's that thing they say? If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Being an installer for Closet Factory is definitely not for everyone, or something everyone has the talent to do. But people that love hard work and love creating with tools in their hands and can communicate with designers and artists. Someone that hears this and gets jazzed by the idea. This is one of those jobs where people love and don't call it work.
For more information on what it's like being a Closet Factory installer and if it's the perfect job for you, call today. 239-225-7235. 239-225-7235. Closet Factory is an equal opportunity employer.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program. We always appreciate our Thursdays and a chance to visit with Congressman Byron Donalds, who's joining us right now. And it's a good day. It's a good day. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, Drew. How you doing?
You know, we're all right. It's a good day. There's a couple of things that are going on that are frustrating for sure, but I know you're there and fighting hard for us here in Southwest Florida, and we do appreciate it. So a couple of things that I wanted to touch on this morning. You know, one of the things that I'd like to get to right out of the gate is more and more people that I talk to, that I'm sure you're hearing from, are really concerned about what's going on with our schools and critical race theory and what they know and what they don't know. And I have to tell you, the more and more I talk to parents, the more and more they're ready to get off the sidelines and in the game and are willing to do whatever it takes to stop this. You know, I wanted to make a suggestion to you, something that has come up with a couple of different people. But before I get to the suggestion and get your thoughts on it, first, let me get your thoughts out of the gate about what's happening with critical race theory and what you've been hearing.
Well, I think the primary thing is that, the cover has been removed. It's something that I don't think that the left really wanted people to know about. I mean, critical race theory, just as the academic theory, it's been around a long time. What people really had never seen until this year was really how pervasive the teachings of critical race theory have gone into like diversity and inclusion training, and so many of these different modules that have appeared in classrooms across America, in different school districts across America, and how more and more it was becoming mainstream, if you will, in education, in academia, and not just college level, I'm talking about K-12 level.
Right.
And that's the issue. And I think for people, I would say if you're talking about every classroom in America, no, it's not being taught in every classroom in America. But what is happening is that teachers and administrators are being exposed to it in the diversity and inclusion seminars and all those trainings. And then, of course, because that's what they're being exposed to, that's being basically filtered down to teachers, and teachers are taking it into the classroom. And that's the issue itself. And so, I think parents, who really want to engage on this and want to stop it dead in its tracks, that's a good thing. You don't want to have a situation where the person who literally is with your child every single day, becomes their worldview and their viewpoint because of the diversity and inclusion training they're doing, which a lot of this stuff is facilitated by people who subscribe to critical race theory.
Right. And it's been around, and we know of all of the districts, right? They hire people, businesses hire people that are part of the diversity, equity, and inclusion division, or they have someone who is hired by the district who is brought in to do just that, and where it's going. It's not like they're sitting there and saying everything's fine. I've got nothing to do. I'll just hang out until something pops. They're already pushing that, and they've been doing it. So. When you hear about that specifically, because that's a great point that you bring up, a lot of times, the media wants you to believe, or the teachers' unions want you to believe, or even some teachers and districts want you to believe that critical race theory is not being taught in the schools. You're not going to find the words anyplace, which is true. You're not going to find that anywhere. It's about the ideology and how they've been pushing this through what you described as the diversity and inclusion aspect of what the teachers have been taught and how the district is being run, how even businesses are being run. So then when you know that that's the case, how do you stop it? You ultimately are trying to get that out of the school, the division and inclusive portion of someone who's hired to do that specifically? I mean, what would you like to see happen?
I mean, the number one thing I want to see happen is that, these seminars that, teachers and staff, they do, it's part of their professional development, that, what's actually done in these seminars is what's actually uncovered. I think that's what the issue is in the military, is that in the military, it's not about talking about diversity and inclusion per se, which everybody agrees on. It's actually bringing in the data points, the bullet points of critical race theory and the theory that race has been the defining characteristic of the United States. Now, let's be clear. Has race been a characteristic of the United States? Yeah, it has been. I mean, that goes without question. Is it the defining category that you basically that you judge and you make decisions based on everything else that's happened in America and American history? No, that doesn't make any sense. And so that's the issue. So what you really got to do is you have to get to the core of who's teaching these seminars, what are the materials they're providing, what is that stuff that's coming in. If it's just about embracing all different aspects and people from different ethnic backgrounds, that's fine. Nobody has a problem with that. But if you're going to basically create a modeling a paradigm that somebody's whiteness is inherently racist, and no matter what that person does, that they have those thoughts and those ideologies until they become an anti-racist. Like, that's the stuff that it's got no room. That's the stuff that's destructive. That's the stuff that's dividing.
Yeah, and
breaking up. It seeps down to teachers. It seeps down to everybody.
Yeah, and breaking up families. I mean, what does that do? Yeah. To think about what that does in homes and families and family members, and even right to the core of what that means as well. How sometimes we overlook that part of it. But I'm going to bring this up to you because I've talked about it. Others are talking about it right now. This might be something at first blush that you'd be commenting on. I don't know if anybody has talked to you about this at all, but I am at the point right now where I would like to do something here in the state. I would like to push some kind of legislation at a state level where I'd like to see something happen to the degree of, I don't know, maybe it's cameras in schools. Maybe it's about time that we take that step and say, I want to see what teachers are teaching. I want to hear what's going on. I want cameras in schools. I want a public building with individuals who are being paid by the public through their tax dollars once and for all. I want to see what they're being taught in schools. I want to know what my kids are being taught. And if it can't be something that would mandate the ability for parents to be able to sit in a classroom, and you say, well, that might be disruptive. Well, then if we make it about cameras in the classrooms, I'm trying to figure out what would the problem be there. I'm ready to do something and ready to talk about that. Does that sound a little outrageous at first blush, or have you heard people talk about that?
I have heard people talk about that over the years, but that was even before CRT, because it was more about just curriculum and what were kids learning. And I think that, one of the good things that came out of the coronavirus pandemic is that parents got a chance to actually see what their kids were learning.
Yeah, they were outraged.
Most people were just going to work. The kids are going to school. Like, schools had stopped sending homework home maybe about a decade ago. So like when homework's gone away, they don't do homework anymore. And they said like, oh, it's not necessary because we do everything in school. And so have been learning. COVID unraveled all that because, the parents are at home having to like watch their kid on a computer or listen to them in the next room.
Right.
They're having to see what's actually happening. So I actually think it's a positive thing. I do. Now, that's something for the legislature to decide. It's going to be very tough for them to do that. I'm not sure it'll happen. But I think it is much more important that parents are keenly aware taught in school. And this is not just about critical race theory. This goes down to the very teachings of capitalism, socialism,
right,
communism. It goes down to what's happening in English language arts. It goes down to what's happening in actual social studies classes. How is math actually taught, and what does that mean? Like, these are it's the building blocks of our society, because, the next generation and the generations to come, they're the ones that are going to become the leaders. They're going to become the entrepreneurs. They're going to become the scientists. They're going to become the attorneys. They are the ones that continue the American experiment, after our generations have left the earth.
Yeah.
And so, what they're being taught is critical. It is highly, no pun intended, but it is critical. And I think that it's something that more people need to be aware of, because big ed is no different than big tech or big business or big whatever, or big government.
Yep.
Big ed, they have their own agenda, and they typically, when they're in their own little area where nobody's paying attention, that's when they come up with some of the craziest ideas that actually are a detriment to children.
Yeah, and think about, and this is why I bring this up, because, if you take a step back and do a 30,000-foot look and you're looking at what we're talking about, take a second, and I'm talking to everybody else, obviously, to think about this. We are accepting whatever it is that teachers, school districts, big ed, the unions, whatever they tell us and have been telling us up to this point, we've been accepting, because we've never been able to be on the inside to see if what they're telling us they're doing is actually what they are doing, until you find out that it's not. And like you said, it trickles down to all different aspects. And the idea that we would not, especially with our kids, and how important this is and how critical it is, and you're using that word again, that, we be able to do that we be able to see what's going on. I think it's an outrage to think that we're just going to believe what these individuals tell us. Oh, there's nothing to see. The school's fine. Everything, we're doing everything great. This is, presentations that the schools give that will tell us about individually what they're doing in certain classes. And we're just supposed to trust that that's what's happening, when maybe on the surface that's what's happening, but it's the intricacies of how the kids are being taught and what lessons how they're building a lesson plan and the way they're delivering it that I want to see. I just want to know, and I don't trust them.
Yeah, Drew, I remember when Common Core math came in. My oldest son, who's now on his way to college, he was in the third grade at the time, and I remember when that came in, and they changed math curriculum, and he's sitting at the table doing homework. This is one of the reasons that homework stopped, because parents ask questions like, "What is this?" So he's sitting at the table doing homework, and I'm watching them do division. And I was just like, wait, that's not how you do division. Like, for people for everybody listening who may not know my background, I have a finance degree. I've worked in banking and insurance and financial services for 17 years before I got to Congress. So I know math, right? I'm watching my son do long division, and I'm like, that's not how you do long division. Who's doing this? And he said, that's how they're teaching it now. And I'm like, well, no, you can't do it that way. This is the way it should be done. And he's crying at the table because he's like, this is what they're teaching me. And this is how they told me to do it. And as a parent who's a math mind, I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to be going. And I told my son, and he's young, he didn't understand. I said, if there was somebody in my company that I hired who was doing math like this, I would fire them because that's not how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
End of story.
Right.
And so, I think that's one of those indications where it's important for parents to be fully aware of what's actually being taught and how it's actually being disseminated in schools. Because, listen, sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Yeah.
And if there's more transparency about it, everybody's fine.
Yeah.
But I think what a lot of parents have seen across the country, Lee County or wherever you want to talk about, is that when you come with questions, or even if you're upset about something and you come to a school board and try to bring it to them, the school boards typically are not receptive to hearing it.
Right.
They don't want to hear it. You don't know anything. They're the experts. Just sit back and let them handle it. That's typically the attitude that comes from education and from school districts. And it's sad, but parents need to continue to be vigilant and continue to ask these questions and continue to push for what they want to see. And that's for a society, frankly, where everybody is equal, which is what we all agree on, where we understand our history, which we all agree on, but that we do not create stereotypical divisions based upon an academic theory, which is literally just an academic theory. And that's what critical race theory is. It's an academic theory. If the social scientists want to keep it at university level, let them do that. By the way, FGCU has an entire department on critical race theory.
Yes, they do.
But if FGCU wants to do that, that's an academic thing at higher education. It should not be in K-12 schools. It shouldn't be in our military. It shouldn't be in our governmental offices and buildings. That's not where it belongs.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking at the time. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on real fast before we go? Because I'm looking. we got so carried away with this topic.
No, man. Listen, I'm just first of all, I'm just happy to be home. I'm happy to have a good 4th of July. Not in D.C., so I'm actually in a good mood this week.
Good.
And we have a great country. It's an awesome place. But it's worth fighting for. So people keep fighting.
You bet.
Politically speaking, of course.
Yes. Let's get that right. Okay. Awesome. All right, my friend. I appreciate you. All the best. We'll see you soon.
All right. See you, Drew.
Thanks. 239-479-5592. All right. So a couple of people wanted to weigh in on some things. All right. Wait. Hold on a second. We can go to a call or two. John's in Bonita. So beautiful they named it twice. Hey, John.
So, what do you guys think? Teachers make a decision on the curriculum? You think they just go, I'm going to talk about critical race theory? I mean, you guys are starting at the bottom rung. You need to go up to the administration, the principals. You need to go up to the school boards. You need to go to the politicians. You do need to go to the colleges. But they teach this crap. I mean, it's like you're targeting the lowest hanging, least paid.
Well, let me ask you, John. Let me ask you a question.
So parents need to take a little more time and invest in their kids.
Well, all right. So hold on a second.
They can decide the curriculum. They can.
Okay, so a couple of.
So teachers are like, I'm going to teach race theory today.
Okay. Okay, so did you not hear? You heard the conversation we were having, but clearly you weren't listening to the conversation. It's a situation here where number one, we are already talking about the fact that when it comes to critical race theory, those words are not being discussed or talked about in the schools specifically. It's the ideology that's being taught. Do you understand? Do you know the idea? I mean, I don't have a ton of time, but do you know the ideology that we're talking about?
Is it at the college level? That's where you go? Not the low-hanging fruit who are doing what they're told.
Wait, do you?
Who are dealing with kids whose parents don't take care of them.
But we're talking about K through 12 school.
To take care of the kids.
All right, got it. Okay, got it. I don't know where we're going. What that was all about. He wanted to weigh in on it, but he keeps talking about low-hanging fruit. What does that mean? He's talking about the K through 12 education. So what you're saying is that the teachers are just robots. So that they say
pretty much.
That's all it is. That they're given these curriculums. They're going to teach about the ideology. That's not how it works, John. That's not low-hanging fruit. That's not how, and it's not what we're talking about. All right. 239-479-5592. I'm looking at the time. We just don't have enough time to go to another call. But we'll go after the break. We could do that. All right. Let's find out more. We're going to talk about this more because there's other aspects to this. There's a reason why I want to see what's going on in classrooms, and I believe we should have cameras in classrooms. There's a reason why we've talked about that, and there's also a reason why we say it because we're finding out more and more about the indoctrination of our kids, and I've got a song to prove it coming up, in case you missed it. It's pretty outrageous, but you'll hear it next. Stay break 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now. But how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom, and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com. to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Tune in on Sunday mornings, Fox News 92.5, Dr. Amy Robbins and Maximize Living Radio. I'm going to be going over topics like leaky gut, weight loss resistance, how to fix your chronic aches and pains, how to deal with all of those things in a natural way, how to sleep better. So there's a different topic every single week that we're going to be covering. Tune in and get the help that you need.
What's it like being an installer for Closet Factory? It's one of those cool jobs, like working ski patrol, training horses, or something on a train. I mean, it's your job to bring a designer's and client's idea to life with your own hands, right? There's something beautiful about it.
For more information on what it's like being a Closet Factory installer and if it's the perfect job for you, call today, 239-225-7235. 239-225-7235. Closet Factory is an equal opportunity employer.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples. With over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space, designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Inside the train testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
At Naples Nissan, when we say we'll do whatever it takes, that's exactly what we mean. Hey, Southwest Florida, Aaron Walker here. Nissan has given us another big number to hit, and we're going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Need a loan, but have bad credit? We'll do whatever it takes to get you that loan. Just tell us how much you want for your trade-in. We'll do whatever it takes to get it for you. Would you like to go payment-free until 2022? You got it. Would you like 0% financing for up to 5 years? No problem. Or maybe you'd like $5,000 cash in your hand. Hey, we'll make it happen. We've got over 400 new cars on our lot. Pick out your favorite at naplesnissan.com, then come see us on Pine Ridge Road, exit 107 off I-75, and let us do whatever it takes so that you can drive it home today. All offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Your Thursday morning commute off to a very busy start heading between the Cape and Fort Myers. We have a multi-vehicle crash shutting down the Midpoint Bridge eastbound heading out of Cape Coral. And there's a vehicle turned on its side right now on that eastbound span. So tracking several delays approaching the Cape Coral and Midpoint bridges because of that closure. Cape Coral Bridge is open and you can head there right now, but Cape Coral Parkway heading toward the bridge eastbound, backed up all the way from Santa Barbara through Del Prado Boulevard South, approaching Cape Coral Parkway is very slow moving as well. And we're seeing delays on Veterans heading from Santa Barbara toward Country Club Boulevard, heading right where the road closes off out there at Del Prado. You could take the downtown 41
41 bridges. Those are running up to speed. Just plan extra time on the roads to reroute yourself out there. 75, not seeing any problems. US 41 running up to speed as well. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, as we bid farewell to Elsa, we return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Look for scattered thunderstorms returning with some heavy rain possible, along with lightning. It will be warm and humid today with the high near 91 degrees. Thunderstorms wind down as we head into late this evening with temperatures cooling into the middle 70s overnight. For your Friday, a high of 92, scattered afternoon storms. The weekend ahead also featuring daily chances for additional thunderstorms with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free total inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free total inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free total inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
This planet is so gorgeous and so incredibly beautiful that I can't get enough of it. I just can't. I did 950 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail and then decided I wanted to go hike in the Himalayas. I was not 20 years old. I was 64 years old. And the Good Feet was with me all the way.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Dale actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
Your passion's important, but if your body aches and if your heel feels like you've got a nail stuck in it and won't come out, trust me, it's going to wear you down. The Good Feet store knew what they were talking about and took the time to really dial in what I needed. At 64 years of age, I hiked 84 miles in the Himalaya and to do it pain-free. You think I'm not grateful for arch supports from Good Feet? I mean, come on. I'm Dale, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. Time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
By law, the NSA is required to keep secret the identities of American citizens who've been caught up in its vast domestic spying operations. So by law, I should have been identified internally merely as a U.S. journalist or American journalist. That's the law. But that's not how I was identified. I was identified by name. I was unmasked. People in the building learned who I was. And then my name and the contents of my emails left that building at the NSA and wound up with a news organization in Washington. That is illegal.
All right, so more and more information coming up about the NSA and spying on Tucker Carlson on his show last night, describing the contents of the emails that were leaked to journalists, and the contents being him trying to interview Vladimir Putin and going to Kremlin, U.S.-based Kremlin intermediaries to set up an interview. And so, as you can imagine, it seems as if it was the HOP rule. So he went to a Kremlin-based intermediary who was trying to get the interview with Vladimir Putin as somebody who was a journalist who just wanted to do an interview. The NSA picks this up now, runs with it to the media, where you could see where the media was going to go with this. They were going to make it seem like in league with Putin, a stooge for Putin. It's a connection just like the Russia collusion hoax, that whole thing. And that's what he is looking at. And now we're going to see whether or not we're going to have answers as to how that all played out, if it's exactly as he described. And he wants to know answers to who did this and why they did. And you can only guess why.
Number 4.
Today, in conjunction with the America First Policy Institute, I'm filing as the lead class representative a major class action lawsuit against the big tech giants, including Facebook, Google, and Twitter, as well as their CEOs, Mark Zuckerberg, Sundar Pichai, and Jack Dorsey. 3 real nice guys.
3 real nice guys who I'm suing. There is the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, announcing a class action lawsuit against Facebook and Google and Twitter, along with their executive officers. And listen, he's assembled some big lawyers. He feels like he's got a good case here. And in the Southern District of Florida, a good legal venue to do it as well. Some have talked about the fact that if you break it down and you see how the lawsuit looks by items in the actual lawsuit, you see that it's the Democrats who tried, along with Vice President Harris and Michelle Obama at the time, and Nancy Pelosi and others who wanted to take this private citizen off of these social media sites, did what they could, where Congress cannot lawfully induce, encourage, or promote private persons to accomplish what it is constitutionally forbidden to accomplish, meaning a precedent in the case talking about taking him off of these social media sites, and people in Congress who are trying to do just that. So many people look and say, hey, listen, if you talk about Section 30, you talk about the argument, you talk about what's here in this case, he's got one. We'll see where it goes.
Number 3.
If we end tax breaks for fossil fuels and make polluters pay to clean up the messes they've made, that would raise $90 billion. I'm not asking them to do anything that is unfair. Just not going to subsidize them anymore. They're doing well, thank you.
Hey, listen, how do you like your gas prices right now? Do you like them high? Because that's where they're heading. Even though we have an increase from $2.25 to $3.13, a 40% increase in fuel prices over the start of the year from January till today. Another 10 to 20 cents on the way, it looks like, through the end of August, so maybe over $3.25. The president of the United States is like, that's not high enough. Come on, what do we got to do? We got to stop these tax breaks. We got to get rid of the tax revenue. The tax breaks for these fossil fuel companies, and just hand it over to companies that would help to pay for the Biden agenda. The leftist agenda. That's what we're going to do instead. And the prices are going to go up, but don't do it.
Number 2.
And I do have a question for you, sort of on a law enforcement kind of theme, but does it surprise you, and Florida is a small world, as you and I both know, that people like Marco Rubio, who you're running against the United States Senate, who tweets Bible verses every day for random reasons.
There's Joy Reid, who had Val Demings on, who's running against Marco Rubio for his Senate here in the state of Florida. And Joy Reid going after Marco Rubio because for no reason he just puts out Bible verses on Twitter. It's such an outrage. I mean, can you believe this guy tweets Bible verses. It's an outrage, apparently.
Number 1.
As we celebrate Pride and the progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct.
That's the beginning of a song that is being sung right there by the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir. And in this viral video, singing about how we are coming for your children. That's right. We're coming for your children. A song that was produced, an original news song. The indoctrination of your kids into the LGBTQ lifestyle is going to happen, whether you like it or not.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Now, you might say it's tongue-in-cheek, Drew. Come on, that's all it is. It's not that big a deal. So what? The San Francisco Gay Men's Choir, the first one established in 1975, releasing this song talking about indoctrinating your kids. We're coming after your kids. You heard a little bit of that there, the lyric saying, You're frightened of us, that we're going to corrupt your kids. This time you're actually correct. Hey, you want to hear more from this song?
Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep them from disco, warn about San Francisco. Make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair.
We'll make them tolerant and fair by converting them. We are going to convert your children. That's the song for the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Oh, by the way, if you go to see the video on YouTube, apparently it is now a private video. It's been taken down. I wonder why. It didn't get the best of reaction from people, and I don't know why it didn't. Just asking if this is a big deal or not, and the converting of your children. It's just a joke. It's tongue in cheek. That's all. Is it really? Is it? Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you'll barely notice it. Does it feel like that's happening a lot? You know, with with Pride Month ending and what we've witnessed over the past month, have you noticed it more and more? That it is subtly, quietly happening, TV shows, movies, and cartoons, and, what is it, drag queen book time or whatever reading time that they have going on, and then they're singing
We're coming for them. We're coming for your children.
I'm just asking if it's that's just tongue in cheek. Nothing. It's not that big a deal. It's nothing. It's okay. She's a little odd. I'm just trying to understand when we're told that we're not tolerant and we need to be tolerant, and we're told that you're going to convert your children because you're the tolerant ones. Trying to understand how that works. A little disturbing, maybe. It's not just a tiny bit. It's a joke. It's tongue in cheek. It's nothing to worry about. Moving on. We move on. It's kind of like the discussion that we've been having this morning again about critical race theory, and there's nothing to see here. Critical race theory is not that big a deal. It's this idea that the founding of this country is on white supremacy and oppression, and the only way to stop it is to dismantle it, and the terms of white supremacy and white fragility and privilege walks and all of these things that are supposed to prove empathy and the like, and it's nothing to see here. It's not indoctrinating kids K through 12. It's fine. Oppressor, oppressed, intersectionality, systemic racism, all of these things that you hear about. That's what it is. When you hear these catchphrases, that's what it's about. And like I said, and I might have to emphasize this again. Sorry. Clearing my throat a lot. I don't know what's going on. listen, I said this earlier, and again, I was happy to hear others, Mark Levin last night and others that are saying, you know what, maybe it's time for cameras in classrooms. Maybe it's about time we get together and demand that we have cameras and microphones in classrooms. They're public buildings. Why not? Because the problem is that, I mentioned earlier that it's hard to trust anybody anymore. It's hard to trust when a district says, no, this is what we're teaching. This is how fantastic our charter school is. And let me lay out all the fantastic things about our charter. And then you come to find out on the other side, yeah, they're teaching all of those things in the charter, but the way that they're setting up the curriculum has to do with things and directions that go along with equity and anti-racism and systemic racism and whiteness and white privilege and white fragility and all of those catchphrases that are used within the curriculum that they kind of infuse in there to teach these courses. I don't want that. And I want to know if it's there. And again, I said I just don't trust anybody anymore. And I just don't trust, unfortunately, I don't trust the district. I don't trust, it's not even that I don't trust teachers. I really, truly believe in my heart that the teachers want to teach. They would love nothing more than to create curriculum and teach our kids. And there is a passion for that. But at the same time, I would like to know how they're doing it. And if there are, and why are there not more teachers that are calling out those that are doing it? Unless, of course, they're doing it themselves, or unless they don't feel like there's any problem with it because they believe in the ideology, or maybe they just don't understand what they're doing and how damaging it is. And so it's about time that we just say, listen, let's just see and hear what's going on, just like we did during COVID. Let's see and hear. Let's get cameras in classrooms. Maybe you think that's an outrage. 239-479-5592. Look, if you're not doing anything wrong and everything is fine and you're just teaching, as your passion has directed you in your life, then that's fantastic. And then there's nothing to worry about. But I think we're in a different place right now. I just think we're in a different place. 239-479-5592. And listen, maybe you do disagree. Maybe you do.
This is what you do.
All right. Got it. All right, what else? Coming up tomorrow, maybe we'll talk more about that specifically. Obviously, the race is starting to heat up here in the state of Florida. Val Demings out there on the different programs going after Marco Rubio and how that's going to shake out. We'll keep an eye on that story, certainly. Some other things I'm trying to see. I don't know if I should do I even want to bring this up, Jake? I brought this up to you earlier. You wanted me to bring this up before the end of the program. And so it has to do with, I know, on a lighter note, because Jake was kind of all excited about this. Because Jake gets his ideas for cooking from TikTok. Jake is the one that came up with the great idea that you microwave. What do you do?
Oh, it was peanut butter and 1 egg, a teaspoon of sugar.
Yeah.
God awful. Don't do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I thought you said, but this is where you're getting all your cooking advice.
Well, a lot of it. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So I just wanted to share this because he was excited about sharing it, and I'm doing this as a public service to have you not do exactly what you're about to hear, because there cannot be anything good about the latest TikTok cooking craze. I don't know if you heard about this.
I just tried the trending pasta chips, and they're worth all the hype. Start by cooking pasta and mixing it with olive oil, Parmesan cheese, and spices. Air fry at 400 degrees for 10 minutes, tossing halfway through. I served it with a whipped feta dip made with feta cheese, Greek yogurt, garlic, and olive oil. They're so easy to make and so good.
No.
It sounds
no.
great.
No.
It sounds really good.
So you take cooked pasta and you mix it with all of like olive oil and cheese and everything, and then you bake it in an air fryer. You basically burn them to a crisp, and then you eat them as a chip. No. And first of all, it never works out that way.
I'm doing it.
That's what I was. I don't want everybody to try. Listen, do me a favor. If it sounds appetizing to you, just wait, just hold off. We'll have Jake do it tonight, and then tomorrow I'll report back on how this works out so that you don't have to do it. I don't want you to ruin your machine. I don't want you to have some funky smell going on in the house sometimes. I do that. Like I'll end up cooking something and there's smells that there are certain things that you'll cook in the kitchen that will be stuck in your walls for like days. You ever do that?
Yeah,
I know
with the peanut butter thing. It smelled like peanut butter eggs for a day.
Peanut butter, eggs. Oh, my
Just think about that.
Don't take advice on how to cook and bake from TikTok. Please, I'm begging you, don't do that. So I'll let Jake do this. So we'll test the pasta chips. I watched the video on TikTok. It's a burnt mess.
I haven't seen it, but
it's one of those things where I'm telling you that they do this just to get attention, and they kind of laugh and snicker at you all doing it. It's awful.
Well, it's working.
No. Well, yeah, it actually is because you're going to be doing it. Okay, good. All right, that's it. All right, Glenn Beck is next. Listen, I hope you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, leading into tomorrow, where we'll do this once again. And I appreciate you watching. DrewSteele.com is the website. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News right all along, and let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up. All right, Wink News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. As we bid farewell to Elsa, we return to a typical summertime weather pattern today. Scattered storms for the afternoon with a high of 91 degrees. We cool down to 75 tonight, a high of 92 for your Friday with additional scattered afternoon storms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News.